Hey friends, welcome back to my Vlogmas. My name is Teresa Kogut. Today is December 17th, Sunday, and this is Vlogmas number 6. Cheers! I bought some eggnog today. After Mass, we went grocery shopping, and this is, I think, the best eggnog I have ever had. It's non-alcoholic. I know, it says Southern Comfort, so I don't want you to think I'm drinking midday in the afternoon or midday on a Sunday. But this is delicious. If it was later in the day, I might add a little bourbon to it, but it is absolutely fabulous. That is probably one of my favorite treats, to be honest, at this time of year. I really wish you could get it all through the year, but then it wouldn't be as special. I said to Kevin, this is so good. I'd like to buy it and freeze it. It probably wouldn't be as good once you thawed it out, but I don't know, it's very good. So welcome back to Vlogmas. Your question yesterday was, what gets you into the Christmas spirit? Mine kind of has changed over the years. When the kids were little, I really loved going to their Christmas concert at school. All the different grades sing those beautiful carols and the cuteness of the kids, and just it was so heartwarming, and it would really get me in the Christmas spirit. But those days are long gone. I mean, we do have our grandchildren. Ellery's concert is Easton's concert's Tuesday and Ellery's is Wednesday, and it's the week before Christmas, which kind of surprises me. I don't know, it seemed like it was a lot earlier in December when our kids were little. I get in the Christmas spirit. Well, I mean, as a designer, I'm designing Christmas way early in the year, and the Jingle Ball just catapults Christmas for me. However, when I am hosting Thanksgiving and I'm digging out all of my Thanksgiving accoutrement, I guess you could say, like things to decorate the tables, all the tablecloths, and getting all of the wine glasses and the water glasses, and just getting all of that out and decorating the tables and stuff. I'm already digging through all my stuff, so I usually set up my small tree in my upstairs. I'll get that one set up and decorated, and I might get a couple things out to, decorate upstairs. But the downstairs is where we host Thanksgiving, so I try to keep that. Well, not to mention there's not room for a tree down there because we had 39 guests this last Thanksgiving. So we set up these long tables and there's just no room for a tree. But after that's all cleaned up, the weekend after Thanksgiving is when I decorate for Christmas. So I get the main tree up in the downstairs and all of my Santas and stuff like that. And just decorating the tree, huge. Christmas music. I mean, I really don't have one thing, I guess, but I usually have Christmas music playing as early as possible, but then when I'm setting or decorating the main tree, I usually have my favorite Christmas movie on, or, it's either The Grinch, or I usually wait and do Christmas Vacation with Kevin. It's usually The Grinch, because I know it by heart. Like, I can quote it. I don't really have to be watching it. The giveaway winner for yesterday's question. The question was, what gets you in the Christmas spirit? And the winner is Phyllis Lundy, 8803. She said, my Christmas spirit usually arrives when I get the tree up and start going through all the ornaments that were made by me, my kids, and my friends. I love that. That's one of my favorite things too. I set up the Christmas trees. I decorate everything all by myself. It's kind of a lonesome and sad thing, and it's even more like it's actually depressing for me to take down the tree and all the decorations, because again, I do all that myself. But what brings me joy is when someone actually walks up to my Christmas tree and looks at all of the ornaments. I try to do that wherever I go to, because it matters. I mean, I love ornaments anyways, so it's kind of a natural thing for me to do, but I know what goes into decorating everything yourself. And so I like to see, like the grandkids especially, I love to see them over there just looking at it and pointing things out. And yesterday I had Easton. So yesterday was Ellery's recital, dance recital. Oh, Now that is just the most heartwarming and precious thing I've ever seen. These little kids from, this one little girl could barely walk. I mean, she's trying to dance and she's stumbling. She's so tiny. All the way up to high school girls that do beautiful ballet. And I mean, it was just all ages in between. The place that they take Ellery for her dance lessons, top notch. I mean, this performance was very professional. The decorations, the music, I mean, everything was just one dance after another. There was no pauses in between. It was fantastic. It was 2 hours. Well, there was a 15-minute intercession while they redid the decorations, but just so good. So good. And the costumes and the dresses and a delight for the eyes. It really was. So she had 2 recitals yesterday, and so I watched Easton for the second recital so that the other grandma could go, right? And it's kind of fun to have the grandkids by themselves once in a while, because they really do act completely different. Like, they're not near as wild. When they're together, they feed off each other and they're playing and they're wrestling and all that. And when you just have one of them, it's so chill. But anyway, he was over looking at the tree and it was so cute. He's like, Grandma Gigi, you have Max on your tree. And, oh, Grandma Gigi, I love the Santa coming out of the chimney. I mean, it was, made my day. Made my day. Well, I mean, the recital made my day, but it was just nice to have them look at the tree and enjoy what was on it. Your question and your giveaway for today is this: Stuck Santa. This actually would have been a good one for yesterday, just for the fact that we talked about 'twas the night before Christmas and, you know, Santa going on the chimney and stuff like that. Anyway, so this chart, now if you win and you're not a cross stitcher, we could work something else out. I could give you, you know, a 5x7 print or something of this. But if you're a cross stitcher and you don't have this pattern, I mean, this was a Jingle Ball exclusive. So if you didn't go to the Jingle Ball and you love this pattern and you're a cross stitcher, this is a good prize for you. And then there's this little matching scissor fob or keychain or whatever you end up using it for. Hold on, I gotta get it right. There we go. Isn't he cute? Let me get him over here. Yeah, he's so cute. Your question and your keyword is this: do you have a live or an artificial tree? That is your question for that giveaway for Stuck Santa pattern and keychain or scissor pull. And then the keyword is tree. Today we're gonna do a little crafting. I don't have a ton of time because in about an hour and 15 minutes, I'm going to my mom's house, my mom and Jerry. But I have been wanting to make those paper snowflakes for the longest time, and I bought the white bags. I have the brown, you know, paper craft bags too. I'm gonna do both colors, but I want to make a ton of them and hang them in my basement. And when I get that all done, I will take pictures and share it with you. That's if I get it done before the end of Vlogmas. If not, follow me on Instagram and I'll post it there probably. But we're having a party here on December 29th. And I just want to make it like super festive, and I want to do it before Christmas, to be honest, because I know the grandkids will go, they'll flip out over all these paper snowflakes. So the one side of the downstairs, I want to hang them kind of against the wall at different heights, because I don't have anything hanging on the wall. So there's like the Christmas tree, and then there's the big TV. So there's a lot of wall space that I just want to have different heights and different colors and different shapes of these snowflakes. And then on the whole other end of the downstairs is like the refrigerator, kitchen area, bar area. And I want to have, and it's a higher ceiling, so I want to have snowflakes hanging, smaller ones though, hanging down, because I don't want people to be hitting their heads on it too much. Tall people, you're in trouble because you're gonna probably hit your head on it. But anyway, I've been wanting to do this for a couple weeks now, and I'm like, I'm just gonna at least get started on them today, make a couple, and show you guys how I make them. And that way, if you wanna make them, they look super easy. I've seen other people do them and talk about them, and it's basically paper bags, scissors, and a hot glue gun, and you're good to go. I do need to get fishing line though, because I don't wanna use string that you can see. I want fishing lines so that they kind of fade out. Also, I'm gonna try something, I don't know if it'll work, but those battery operated little teeny tiny lights, I have 3 sets of them, but they're like, one's on a little tree, one's, you know, I'm already using them, but I wanna get some more and try putting them inside of some of the snowflakes. I don't know, I'm gonna see if that works. If it works, I'll let you know. If it doesn't work, I'll let you know too. Anyways, cheers. Have a great day. I hope you enjoy the reading for today. I think it's perfect that today is Sunday and there's a lot about the birth of Christ in today's readings, which was just awesome. And then tomorrow, the reading kind of gets more into like the origin of a lot of our Christmas songs and stuff. So, all right, peace out. Thanks for watching. Bye now. All right, guys, here goes nothing. I've never made this, so we shall see. We're learning together. Ah, geez. So I have 7 bags here, by the way. I'm just using these white sacks. I bought these on Amazon. They were dirt cheap. Using hot glue. All right, I'm just gonna start making some cuts. Like I said, I've never done this before, so we'll see what these cuts turn out like. I don't think you have to be super exact. Okay, so let's just see what that turns out like. So let me just glue this. Yeah, until I got that last part of glue in, it just didn't want to do it right. So turn it over like that. Look how pretty that snowflake is, and it's giant. And these are small bags. I have brown bags up there that are quite a bit bigger. But I love them. I think it looks super cool. And then what you're gonna do is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to I have a hole punch. I'm going to put a hole in there. And then I might even actually hot glue around that hole so that it strengthens that hole. And then I'm going to use fishing line so that you can't see it, and they're going to hang all over in the basement. Isn't it cool? So easy. All right, I'm going to make another one. I'm going to cut that off, this one. This is just little hearts. Okay, so the lessons that I have learned by making 2 of these snowflakes is this. Don't buy bags that have anything printed on it. Not a huge deal because I'm just using the other side. That's the first thing I would say. The second thing is when you cut, whatever you put on the end of your bag, like let's say here's your stack, whatever you do on the end makes this pretty design. So as you can see, some of them got a little bit thin, but that's okay. I did see someone on Pinterest or something, I don't know, I've looked at several different videos where they cut, like on your bag, cut like this, like a zigzag, and you get a real delicate, and then like here you might just cut a long piece like this instead of going like this, and then you'll get more of a feathery kind of look. So these are a couple white ones. I don't want to do a ton of them down here at the studio because I do have to transport them all up to the house because that's where they're going to be hung. So I'm planning on doing the rest of them at the house on my dining room table. So anyway, I made 2. All you really need to know is brown bags, white bags, whatever color bag you want, and then 7 bags. You hot glue them together all in the same direction, but you do the T. And I didn't hot glue all the way to the edge. Maybe I should. But everything that I've watched, everyone's really casual with it. Just make a T and then stack them all. Cut, open it up, and glue it together. And then you're going to pick one of these to put a hole in. This one's my heart one, but it will still work. I'm just going to go in and put a hole. I'm going to actually do this right now. So I'm going to put a hole in the center right there. And I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to hot glue around it just to strengthen the paper. So when I put the string, I'm going to use fishing line, I think, or whatever string you use on it. It'll just help to keep the paper from tearing. I didn't see anyone do that on any of their videos. That's just something I thought I would do. Or you can get those little round sticky hole reinforcement things. That would be good to do, especially if you want to reuse them. One lady, instead of, like, when she got it all put together, she cut it and she opened it. When she glued it together, she didn't do the T. She just did little dots of glue, the hot glue, so that she could undo them. We'll see. I have a feeling that I'm probably just going to make them new. Thomas Nast was the great American political cartoonist responsible for creating the Democratic mule and the Republican elephant. In 1862, he sketched his first drawings of Santa Claus for Harper's Weekly magazine. By this time, the name St. Nicholas had evolved from the Dutch Sant Nicolaas to Sinterklaas to Santa Claus. Over the next 22 years, Thomas Nast would publish over 30 such cartoons depicting Santa Claus as a type of Bavarian Father Christmas, jolly, plump, with gnome-like features and an infectious, outgoing personality. He carried a long telescope, a record book, and for the first time had a North Pole sign behind him, which was a demoralizing moment for the South during the Civil War. All of Thomas Nast's drawings were in black and white until he was asked by McLaughlin Brothers Publishing to do a final series of cartoons in color. This was the first time Santa Claus had a red suit with white fur trim. The final adaptation of St. Nicholas to the present Santa Claus occurred in the 1930s when Chicago artist Haddon Sundblom, who was famous for his design of the Quaker Oats man. Haddon was contracted by the Coca-Cola Company to illustrate Santa Claus for their advertising campaign, which he did for 33 years. Haddon portrayed Santa Claus as a more warm and human figure with blue eyes, ruby red lips, and a ruddy complexion. This new Santa took America by storm, as the invention of the television and the techniques of mass media marketing displayed this image in magazines, products, store displays, stationery, and Christmas decorations. Imagination. Theologians define 5 qualities that God alone possess. Omniscience, all-knowing. Omnipresence, everywhere at the same time. Omnipotent, all-powerful. Eternal, never dies. Immutable, unchanging, and perfect. These 5 qualities, along with God being the giver of rewards and judgments, were imaginatively superimposed on Santa Claus, as demonstrated in the popular song, Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Oh, you better watch out, you better not cry. You better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. In recent history, imaginative stories, songs, and traditions were added onto the Christmas celebration. Frosty the Snowman, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, The Grinch That Stole Christmas, Jingle Bells, I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas, Silver Bells, Santa Baby, chestnuts roasting on an open fire. To enter into the Christmas spirit, it is necessary to remember the Christian's Christmas story of the birth of Christ. One should also remember that there really was a Santa Claus, the godly St. Nicholas, who was willing to be imprisoned for his sincere Christian faith under Emperor Diocletian, who preached against pagan immorality of Diana worship, who stood for the Bible and doctrinal purity at the Council of Nicaea, and who generously helped the poor, anonymously, so that the glory would go to God. The Christmas holiday has a fascinating history. Scholars are undecided as to the exact date of Christ's birth, whether it's in the winter, spring, or fall, and whether it was between 4 BC or 1 AD. Without discounting efforts to discern the exact date of Christ's birth, the important fact is that he was born. In 354 AD, Pope Liberius set December 25th as the date of Christmas, Christ's Mass, which means the celebration of the Christ, the Messiah, the Anointed One. The Christmas tree origins trace back to the 200 ADs when the early church father Tertullian wrote, "You are the light of the world, a tree evergreen, if you have renounced the heathen temple." Saint Boniface, who was also called Winfred, was the apostle of the Germans, being sent forth by Pope Gregory II as a missionary to heathen Germany. In the year 716, Saint Boniface confronted the chieftain Gundhar, who was about to offer the little prince Asulf as a bloody sacrifice to Thor, their pagan god who supposedly lived in the huge Donar oak tree in Geismar. Saint Boniface boldly took an axe, and after a few swings at a mighty blood oak, an enormous wind blew the tree over. The heathen throng was in awe and converted to Christianity. Then, pointing to an evergreen tree that was next to it, or that had miraculously grown up, Saint Boniface said, quote, "This is the word, and this is the counsel. Not a drop of blood shall fall tonight. For this is the birth night of Saint Christ, Son of the All-Father and Savior of the world. This little tree, a young child of the forest, shall be a home tree tonight. It is the wood of peace, for your houses are built of fir. It is the sign of endless life, for its branches are evergreen. See how it points towards heaven? Let this be called the tree of the Christ child. Gather about it, not in the wild woods, but in your homes. There it will shelter no deeds of blood, but loving gifts and lights of kindness." End quote. Lights at this season can be traced back to the Jewish festival of lights, or feast of the dedication, in Hebrew called Hanukkah, where candles were lit to celebrate the driving out of the heathen army of the Syrian king Antiochus Epiphanes from Jerusalem in 165 BC by Judas Maccabeus and the rededication of the temple. Antiochus Epiphanes desecrated the temple by using it for idol worship. When the temple was cleansed of all the pagan defilements, the oil lampstand, known as the menorah, was to be relit. There was a problem, though, as there could only be found enough holy olive oil to burn for one day, and it would take a week before more could be made. The decision was made to pour the small amount in the lamp, and miraculously it burned for an entire week. In 1520, Martin Luther was walking on Christmas Eve under the cold December sky and noticed the countless stars illuminating the night. He returned home, and to the delight of his wife and children, he set up an evergreen tree, placing a great number of small candles on its branches. He used this to tell the children the true meaning of the Christ child, the light of the world, whose birth had so gloriously brightened the sky on the first Christmas Eve. He set up a creche scene under the tree so that the lights would appear as the stars above Bethlehem.